see if we get this in the right spot here. Looks like that. Yeah. All right. Well, good morning, true art believers. Today we're just going to be doing another. Whoa. I gotta backpedal it because I just forgot my paint. And I got my paint right here. So we're just gonna start doing my next batch of paintings here. So I gotta grab that one. I can't do. I got a special one that I set aside because it's got. I gotta do it. I like to do that for that's a time-lapse painting. It's specifically set aside for time-lapse painting. So just putting that to the side there so I can have that one ready for time-lapse. And I got a few other panels right here. I got 10 total panels in this like formula, I guess. And I am just going to start the lines on them today. And then after I start the lines, I'll paint one of them. I think I'll paint one of them. I always say this, I got things to do. I got work to do. And that's pretty much the story of my life. I always have something I got to do. And where's my pencil? Where is my pencil? Gotta find one. I had a ton of pencils, but now I can't find any. Anyways, I gotta find a good pencil I want to use. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be sharp, just gotta be there. So I'm kind of like doing these quasi-triptych pieces, but they're not triptychs, they're solos. I just connect them together because it allows me to have be a little bit more spontaneous with the line, the connection, or like the forms that come off the edge. And that's why I tend to have been doing that lately, is because it allows for more interesting interactions on the edge of the picture plane. You know, typically a lot of us, we're kind of like afraid, especially when we start off, we're afraid to have stuff come off the paper or the surface. And you know, this is a way that I kind of allow myself to have that freedom. So I don't really know what kind of shapes I'm going to go. I'm just going to go, I think I might go a little bit smaller or maybe more wavy. I enjoyed the wavy stuff. So we're going to do a little bit more wavy things, right? We'll do, I think we might just go back to the source of where I started these paintings. The more like the wavy ink looking splatter type stuff. I think I might just go back to the source. Why not? Those are fun. So I'm gonna. Well, that sucks. I just went over that giant shape there. Anyways. We're just going to go with the wavy forms, and whatever form is taken over, that you go over, is fine by me. There's a little pencil mark there, and I'm fine with it being that way. Yeah, so what I'll do is, this is done. I'm going to paint this as is. What I'll do after I paint this, well, not today, but after this is painted, I'm going to move this to the side, connect these two, the left edge here, the right edge here, connect them together so that they're going to become a diptych just for that session. And that's why they all have kind of similar shapes. It's because they've all been worked together at some point or another. So I've been out of the game. I've been kind of busy. You wouldn't believe it, but I've got like a lot of commissions I got to do. I'm doing a lot of digital portraits, getting my dipping my water in the digital portrait game, seeing what happens there. I like it. Time consuming, mainly because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you see those videos of people like, oh, I did that in 30 minutes. I'm like, oh man, I wish I could do that in 30 minutes. I was like, it spent me like 5 hours. Yeah, so I'm slowly taking steps to improve in digital art, and I think one way of doing that is practicing portraiture, and I think it's helping. But I got my work cut out for me. I have a good month's worth of portraits to do. So I got a lot of work to do. Lots and lots of work to do. That's fine. It's fine. That's why I haven't been doing the abstract painting. So I have to do what I've been thinking about doing is I have to do these paintings like during the week, and then the weekend, at least in the meantime, I have to do other stuff. So like during the week, I'll be able to paint these, and on the weekend, I'll stop painting these. So there'll be a brief break, and then I will I'll paint. I'm losing concentration. During the week, I'm gonna paint these. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. What you're experiencing right now is me kind of formulating my plan. So during the week, I'm gonna paint these, and then on the weekend, I'm gonna be doing specifically my digital work. But I am also going to be doing my digital work during the week, I'm just not going to be as productive. I think I'll probably be able to get like one portrait done every 2 days, maybe, or one every 3 days. It depends on my workload what kind of workload I have to do. So, there's that. But when my schedule opens up just a little bit during the summer, I imagine I'll be able to paint, to do both in a day and get one portrait or so done a day. I've been really wanting to do this, I've also been wanting to do, I might have to take a break one of these days during the week so I can do a charcoal portrait, or charcoal skull. Trying to get those. I've been trying to do charcoal skulls lately, so I like doing those. It's a way of kind of doing all of it. Everyone's like, I was thinking about this. I had someone audit my website the other day, and they're like, so what do you do? Because they saw everything, all this stuff, like they saw like a bunch of stuff. Like what? They didn't see it. Like they saw like a bunch of stuff, but it's like there's a lot of that stuff, there's a lot of paintings of burgers, a lot of paintings of the figure that have food in it, so they're all one. But yeah, I get it. My website's everywhere. I'm not specialized, I guess. The only thing you can count on me doing is something. You can count on me doing something. That's for sure. I'm always going to be doing some art-related thing. It may be good, it may be bad. Sometimes it's a mixture of both. Sometimes it's good, like one's good and the next one's bad. Sometimes I like to look at I wonder if I look at other artists, and I don't know if this is just me, but I never see other artists show any of their bad work. Sometimes I wonder if it's just me, like, because sometimes I'll make some bad work. And I'm like, man, I can't believe I did that. I'm supposed to be really good at not doing that. And then sometimes I wonder if other artists experience the same thing. Like something's up. Like they don't have the ability to mess up like I do, which is weird. Or maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. Because I guarantee you, there's times when I'm like, man, I'm batting 2, or what is it? Whatever a bad batting average is, that's what I was batting. So yeah, that's what I was wondering, because some days there's I'm just struggle. Struggle is real, my friend. The struggle is real. There are days when I'm like, what is happening? This is coming out of my hand right now? This is what I'm making? Is this how it's going to be today? And I'm just sometimes astounded that happens, I mean, you never see maybe I'm wrong. I don't watch enough sports to know. But I don't recall seeing athletes having really bad days. I think the only athletes I see have bad days are the ones that are in the Olympics. In the Olympics, where even though you're super good at what you do, if you're skiing, you can't account for maybe there's a hard patch in the snow and you just can't tell, and that causes you to slip. Or some sort of mechanical error occurred, But it's never really it was the athlete's fault. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I gotta have better analogies. I gotta have better analogies about performing, as an artist or just in general. Because there are days that I'm just what is going, things are coming out of my hands and they're not looking good. Drawings are being put onto the surface of the paper and they aren't looking that well. But I'm really enjoying this series, It's turning out pretty cool. I'm liking the layers. Can't dog the layers. That's really adding the nice effects that you're looking for. Tell you what though, playing around with that digital work has really got me thinking. I think I'm going to amp up the chroma on my paintings. Once I am able to hit Home Depot sometime and get some new paints, woo! I'm excited. We're gonna kick it up a notch. More vibrant colors. You know, this is gonna kick it up a notch. Bam! Emerald style. So I'm really excited about that. I think that the digital artwork has really kind of opened my mind to some things I've been thinking about. I might need to get some play around with some brushes, you know, and see what happens. But I'm thinking about adding a little more toothiness to some of this paint. Adding a little bit more something that makes it feel more raw. You know, more impromptu, more erratic. Because all of this kind of feels very static, like it's good looking, it's pleasing, but it's kind of controlled, you know? All very controlled. So, I mean, they look nice, but I think I could add in a little bit of randomness to might kick it up a notch. I'm not too happy with this curve, you know, but I don't really mind. I'm not really minding them anymore as much as I used to. Like, I'm not like, whoa, this curve really is knocking me out of the park here. No, I'm not too worried about the curve on the piece. So it is what it is. I'm just trying to get the painting to go forward, and I'm just looking at curve-like, really. Is it curvy enough, and is it okay looking? Is it not bad? And if it's not bad, you know, if it looks decent, I think I can handle that. No sense stressing over whether this looks perfect. I mean, they're just abstract shapes. Who are you, or who am I to say that this is a perfect curve, you know? Why does it have to be super clean? Why? You know? Why? What's the point? Is that going to make the piece, is that finished quality going to make or break the piece? And I would argue that it probably doesn't. There's a lot of other things at play right now that, you know, that are more of concern to me. So I don't think having these clean curve lines is like, it's on a bucket list. Like, my goal is to do them cleaner and faster, but mostly faster. I don't need to worry about them being laser guided, and that's okay with me. That is fine with me. And I think I can deal with it. For real. I think I can manage it. I'm not gonna sweat over it, that's for sure. I'm not gonna be like, oh my goodness, this curvilinear line is not perfect, Matt. Let's fix this expeditiously. Let's do it now. Get it out of the way. Why isn't it done yet? Why isn't it done yet? Why is it not clean yet? Tell me. Tell me. It should be better than that. Tell me now. No, I'm not too worried about it. It is what it is. I think I went on a rant about that the other day. It is what it is. What it is. It is what it is. I think the rant was about like basically admitting a situation that sucks, but not having the motivation to improve the environment to make it better. And it typically has to do with warehouses, you know. I think the reason why is because warehouses typically have such a high turnover rate that no one really, they don't care enough to change the situation because it costs more to do that than just to hire a new employee. I guess that might be the reasoning. You know, like it's so hard to. It costs a lot of money to hire an employee, and to train them. You know. So, I guess that's the reason why. But I never really liked that phrase because it usually had to deal with me being on the end of that situation. I was always in the receiving end of that phrase. I'm like, man, I just had to do all this work here, and I have to do it all over again because you guys changed something, and you wanted to look a different way now. Yep, that's what corporate wants. Oh man, you guys suck. You know, you guys are the worst. But that's part of the contract, you know. You take you submit to an unspoken contract with an employer that you're there to do work. You know, they're paying you to do a service, and sometimes work sucks. It's not always going to be the awesome. You know, it's not going to be glitter and sunshine all day. It's going to be not fun at times. So it is what it is. Oh man. So I think I'm going to get some like bright neon yellows and greens and pinks. Woo! That gets me really, really happy for some odd reason. I think it's going to be fun. I think it'll be fun to have that juxtaposed with colors like these. Because these are more like, they're not dark colors. Like this pink's pretty bright, but like when you put it with really vivid colors, they're going to feel more earthy comparatively. And I think that might be a cool like play on color. It'd be cool to kind of see what happens with those. Oh no, we'll just see what happens. We're just going to see what happens. So I'm making good time, so that's good. It doesn't mean I'm going to do another one. It just means that I'm going to be able to start doing other things soon enough. And as I said, I'm just trying to do one panel a day. And if I can do one panel a day, I think I'll be a happy camper. Now, when summer starts officially, I'll probably be able to do I'd like to be able to do 6 panels a day, like 6 panels in one layer. No, actually, I'd love to do 10, but I don't have that time. I have to stop. I think a good amount for a day for the summer would be 3 panels a day, because then I'd be able to get a lot more done. A lot more done, yeah. A lot done. A lot more done. This is like the first time I've, or one of the, oops, there we go, messed up because I'm not concentrating. That's what happens when you start talking, start rattling on about things. Like one of the first times I've put the panels on its side here to kind of paint, and I don't know how I feel about it. So I may or may not do this next time. I think the reason why I did it was because it was in the center of the panel, and I know that this piece would be really low, this piece would be really high, and I just thought it would be easier to do it while it's like this. But we'll see. We will see. I don't know. So this curve form is right on a big pile of like paint from the drip, and so it's messing up my paint. It's making it hard to do a curvilinear because the brush is like going right on top of it. So there's that. Just keep on working, you know. This is a weird position for me to be in. Actually, to be honest with you, painting like this, it'd be easier to paint like this with it just being on like an illustrator table, an illustration table. Like I would probably be able to do the lines much better, or like some sort of artist table, or just a table, really. So there's that. I'm doing everything kind of backwards. So I'm almost done. I got I don't know how much time I got left. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? What time is it? What's the time? I don't know what the time is. I'm getting paint all over my fingers here. I don't like it. I was looking at on Instagram this morning, and I saw this ad for another artist, and my first thought was like, that artist has a super clean studio. It's like, why? How are all these artists? Where are all these artists getting these really good-looking studios and they're super clean? I'm like, man, mine's dirty. It's grungy. I got to clean it up constantly. How does this person have such a clean studio? You was like, how do they create and have time to clean up after themselves? Because me personally, I'd rather be making the art rather than clean up after myself. So I'm constantly having to like stop and then clean up and stop and clean up. So it's a struggle to maintain a clean studio when you are working all the time. You know? It's very problematic. But a lot of people can't work unless they have a clean studio. It's like that they have to have their everything in order, you know, in order to get stuff done. Because otherwise, that's the cleanliness is on the back side of their head. Like it's always going to be on their mind. You know, they're never going to be able to focus until they have their pencils or brushes like so, or the floor swept. Me, I'm like, I just need my brushes right here, so I have them available. I don't need them covered up with papers and ideas. That's what I need. I just need them there and able to get access to them. I don't need them to look pretty, because I'm just going to mess it up anyways. So I don't really worry about that. Some people do, not me. Tell you what I do worry about. I worry about where I'm going to put these pieces after they're done, because I'm running out of space. That's my problem. I don't know where to put these things. I need to make a rack or something, or need to place them somewhere. Because it's the way it's going, I'm going to have to probably stop for a bit and then make a painting rack. But if it wasn't for what was the things that are occurring outside in the world right now, I'd probably hire someone to do that for me. Because I would hire a carpenter to make something, or someone who's just really good at using a table saw and making stuff for their wood shop, you know? That's what I would do. And yeah, so there's that. I need a painting shelf, making too much artwork, yada yada yada. The yada yada yada, wasn't that yada 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 phrase was from Seinfeld? I believe that became popular in Seinfeld. Here's a cool little fact about Seinfeld. The intro theme song was different every time. The musician that composed it would do it differently each time, as a complement or a supplement to the stand-up Jerry Seinfeld was doing at the intros of at the intro of each show. So whenever Jerry was having a different stand-up or a different set at the intro, he would do this the music a little bit different. So it was like boop doo doo doo. I don't even know how to do the darn sound. Sorry. The theme song was different each time. That's all you need to know. Just wrapping up the second shape. This one's a little cringy to me, but I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna sweat over it. You ever have those shapes that you paint and you're like, oh, this is cringeworthy? But as I said, I want them. I'm searching for. I'm looking for speed of the shape of making the shape over how clean they are. And a part of the reasons why they're not so as clean as I'd like them is I'm not using the brushes that I need to use for these type of shapes. I really need to I need to have like there needs to be, well, I need like flats that are meant for like sign painting. So I might, maybe in the future, I'll invest in a set of sign paint brushes or something. And that might help me. I think. It could just be me. I don't know. I don't have the answers to everything. But I think that might be a good thing to start, is to have brushes that are meant for long fluid lines and not brushes that are meant for like dabbing, you know. I need the right tool for the right action, and I'm not using it. And I know it. But that's fine. I'm able to make do with what I have. I mean, because most of the brushes I have are really good for like texture and adding like patches of paint on this on the skin. You know, if I were to paint like the human figure. But they're not really good for curvy forms. They don't hold enough paint, and they don't make clean enough lines. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to see if I can use this brush to make my curved forms. Maybe. Not bad. So let's try this part here. That's not bad. Let's try this one. I'm getting a little bit of paint flaking off to the side here, whatever you would call it, like scumbling, I guess. I think they may call it like frottage or something. I don't know. I'm not too keen or knowledgeable on the old classical terms for painting. I'm just a simple painting folk. Oh man, I'm so basic when it comes to painting. Like, I know what people are talking about, but when they're talking about like some of the like the terms, like the art terms, you know, I know, like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's what that's called. But then people pull those terms out that like, and they sound like Oh, so to me, sometimes it can come out as like snobby, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But like, yeah. I'm really basic. Like I'm like a really basic when it comes to the art. I mean, look at what I'm doing here. Look, this is really basic stuff here. This is nothing. This is simple stuff here. It's just like, this is kindergarten painting 2.0. There we go. Look at that. I'm doing a pretty good job with this with wide brush here. I want to see if I can finish this shape using the wide brush. To some effect, I think it's a little bit better because it allows me to do the curves longer. But the thing about it is it's such a long, bouncy brush. I worry that if I sneeze or something, I might get a mark that I don't want. But that's fine. Just got to keep on doing it. There we go. Yeah, it's not bad. I think, I might have to do this with this brush a little bit more. It's just I won't be able to do it for like small tight angles, but I definitely can do it for like long curve forms. I'm glad I experimented here. I took the chance to do a long form or to do the edges with this brush here. Although now I'm messing up, but that's fine. I think. I think it's fine. Anyhow. Okay, let's fill up this area. Just gotta fill up. I gotta sit down and think about what I gotta do today, because apparently I got a lot of stuff to do. There's just so much stuff that I gotta sit down and write it down, I guess. So I gotta spend a moment to see what I gotta do today, what I gotta do, and how am I gonna accomplish it. How I'm gonna accomplish that. So there's that. Let's see here. Been doing lots of portraits. I got about 30 in line. I can do about one a day. My goal is to be able to knock out 3 in a day. If I can cut the time in half, or cut the time by like 50%, then I'll be pretty happy with that. If I can if I can knock out about 3 a day, and I'm already thinking of ways to do that. It's all about how can I speed up the process a little bit. And that's why I did this with these paintings. That's why I connected them all together, so that they I'm in theory kind of doing 3 at once, but they're all separate. But I'm able to have the designs on them all together, and then I separate them. So that's why I started doing these 3 all together, because it speeds up the process a little bit. Because now I already have half the design on this one, half the design in the other one, connect these two together, do the design together, and then that design is done. And so I'm just thinking about ways I can get a little bit quicker on some of these paintings. I know for a fact that if I were to do this, if I had 8 hours straight, I could do probably a batch of 10 in a day. But it'd just be like 8 hours. I'd be on my feet the whole time. I'd just be working the whole time. And the reason why I know is because it's acrylic. You know, and what would happen is, like, after I did one, and I did it all three of them together, I put those three and I set the other three up, and then what I would do is I set the other three up, and I do those, do another three, and then by the time I went back to the first batch, the paint would be dry, and I'd be able to go over them. Because it's acrylic. Or at least I'm assuming it'd be dry. I don't know. Perhaps I'm wrong. I don't think it's probably a long shot to say that I could do 10 in a day. But I think I could. It'd be very tight. I don't know if I'd be able to do it every day, because I'd probably like slow down after day 3. I'm like, oh gosh, I just did like 25 paintings. I'm done. Leave me alone. There we go. Almost finished. I'm kind of lagging. I'm slowing down a bit. Slowing it down. This usually happens too. Like when I have like the last shape or form, and I know it's going to be the last one I'm working on today. I slow down because I want to make this the best. Like, it's the last one. It's got to be perfect. And then I started getting a little OCD about it. Oh, see, I slipped. I slipped. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful, everyone. Beautiful. Oh, no. I missed. I thought I was done. There we go. All right, I'm done. I'm done for the day. I just want to thank everyone that was watching, but I got to get to it, do it. I got some portraits to do. I got some teaching to do. I got some schools I got to look at. I got some grading to do. I got all kinds of things I got to do. So that's it for today. I'm going to begin my next batch tomorrow, or the next panel tomorrow. And I hope to see you there, or feel free on stopping by around the same time, 5 to 7-ish. I don't know, it depends when I wake up. Have a wonderful day.